Introducing our 2022 beautiful Raw Beauty Ambassadors.
Hi, my name is Rene Michelle, and I am a survivor of domestic violence and sexual assault. At an early age, as early as I can remember, was 5 years old, I was molested by several family members. At the ages of 11, 14, and 26, I was raped. I eventually met a young man who I thought was going to take me away from all of that pain and trauma. I thought he was my knight in shining armor, and he ended up being more like a nightmare. He was very sweet in the beginning, like they are always, and then, within about a 2-month period, he started showing me, different signs of an abusive personality. He was verbally, mentally, and emotionally abusive to me. And then eventually the physical abuse came in. He would beat me from metro stations to in front of his relatives, anywhere. He didn't care. It got to the point where I eventually thought about leaving. I was afraid to, because he used a gun to keep me in fear. He would play Russian roulette with me, and he used the gun to keep me in fear, to keep me there. And it worked, because I was very afraid of him. For a long time, I decided that somehow I have to get away from this man, or else I'm gonna die one way or another. I'm gonna end up dying. Or at one point, it got to the point where I began to think about ways to kill him. And, I thank God that he removed me out of that situation when he did, because it was really getting to the point where it was either going to be him or me. One particular day, I decided that I wasn't going to take anymore, and I called the police. They left me there, period, and he broke back into my apartment and beat me. That night, I prayed to God, and I asked God to remove me from that situation, and if he did, that I would do anything. And the following day was when two of my family members came to visit, which for a year and a half, I didn't get any visitors. He isolated me. So I was really shocked to look out of his window and see 2 females standing at my door, which happened to be 2 of my cousins. It just popped up randomly. I told him that I want to go to my apartment real quick, whatever. And he was like, well, go right ahead and come right back, which was unusual. I ran to the apartment. By the time I got there, they were pulling off. I chased their car down, and I banged on the window, and I said, look, don't ask any questions, grab anything that looks important and run. And we all ran into my apartment, grabbed a handful of my clothing, and I ran for my life, and I didn't look back. But when I left, I didn't leave alone. I eventually found out I was pregnant by my abuser. I now have a beautiful 29-year-old daughter. And as I sit here today, I suffer from grand mal epileptic seizures due to severe blows to my head at the hands of my abuser. But I'm alive. And it's not for nothing. I know for a fact that when I told God that if he got me out of that situation that night, that I would do anything, and that he kept his promise to me, I made a promise to myself and to him that I would do anything, and I meant that. So now I am a national advocate against domestic violence and sexual assault. I am a national award-winning speaker. I've done 6 movies, and all of this stuff is pertaining to my purpose. Also, started my own nonprofit, which is called Pain to Purpose. So it's like I'm coming full circle. Everything is, great. It's great. It's great now. I mean, I was in the dark for a long time, and now I'm helping not only myself, but helping other women and men and children to come out of the dark. I would definitely tell them to, for one, leave the situation, but don't leave without a plan. You can't leave without a plan. You have to have a strategy. You have to, definitely be careful and be mindful that 90% of the people that leave and let their partner know that they leave or leave without a plan end up getting murdered, And I definitely don't want anybody to end up that way. I've had several family members and friends that have lost their life to domestic violence. So I definitely, when I speak or when I counsel people, I let them know that they definitely need to, first of all, make a plan. They need to get a restraining order and take all of the steps that they need to take in order to, get out of that situation alive. The women or whoever I work with, when they contact me, which I get calls all types of nights, they tell me, they're being abused or whatever the case is. And I let them know that I need them to give me like a color, like what their favorite color is. And they'll say pink, for instance, and I'll tell them to text me their address. If at any time you feel like your life is being threatened, text me that your favorite color, pink, and I'll send the police to your house. Because in that little bit of time, you sitting there trying to dial 911, then you can get hurt really bad. So that's one of the things that I do when I speak to my, whoever I'm helping. Go get a restraining order. You have to get a restraining order, because if you don't, then it won't be documented. You have to have a paper trail. Yeah, I would definitely, though, regardless, make sure that you get documentation, get a restraining order, and go to file papers at the courthouse. I love radio. I've been looking since I started. I started in 2012, sharing my story. And since I've started, I've been trying to find different ways to reach more people. Mm-hmm. And when I started radio, hello, this is it. Because like the platform is so huge and I've reached so many people. I can have whoever I want on there and discuss whatever I want as freely as I want, because it's my show. And I am the biggest advocate against domestic violence, sexual assault, but my show is not going to just be about that. It's going to expand all over, like just everyday things that are happening in the world and everything like that as well. But my thing is domestic violence and sexual assault. Rene Michelle Uncut. Now I'm helping other people come out of that dark place to get unstuck. So it's called Rene Michelle Unstuck. But they'll see that despite all of the trauma that I endured, and I've endured a lot, I'm still strong. I'm still, moving and handling my business and doing everything that I can, not just for myself, but to help other people. That's the main. And I'm a crybaby, right? But every time I do anything with you, it's like a blessing. So that's that. And that's what I've been saying to myself all day, that I feel blessed to be here. And I've been around you and working with you for years. But every time I come around you, every time I do any work with you, I just feel so blessed. I'm Rene Michelle, and I am raw beauty proud.